Okay, now I'm going to show you how to decarbonize your piston cylinder. As you can see, there's a little bit of carbon there. There's definitely carbon in the exhaust. There's carbon on the top of the piston here. So I'm going to show you how to decarbonize that. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you want to press this. Get this piston down just a little bit. See, that's up all the way. Down just a little bit, like that. Now you definitely want to go pick some of this up. This my can's seen better days. It got ran over by a lawnmower, lost all pressure, so I cut the top off so I can get to the stuff inside. But it's made by a blaster. It's LMT, lawnmower tune-up. It helps with decarbonizing. They say to shoot a whole lot into the cylinder, let it sit, and then you start it up. I use it just to decarbonize. When I pull the engine apart, it turns the carbon to, like, it just almost liquefies it. It makes it really soft, so it comes off really easily. You can pick it up at your local Home Depot, I believe. Home Depot or something like that. Now we're going to put a little bit on here. And no, I don't shoot heroin. I know what you're thinking. Probably thinking, oh man, he probably shoots heroin all the time. No. My cats are sick, and we had to give them medicine with a syringe. So don't be getting any thoughts, bub. A little bit more. This syringe is like dead for some reason. It's like not pushing this out. But you want to let that soak in there for at least 15 minutes. Now I'm going to put the valves back in their seats, and I'm going to put the springs back on so I can fill this up. I'm going to put the spark plug back in. I'm going to fill this up so I can get this decarbonized too. So I'm going to fill this up off camera. Okay, it's been sitting in there for about 15 minutes. You don't want to go really any less than that, or this doesn't work too well. Now you take it. Most of it will actually wipe out. I'm bring the cylinder to the top stroke so you can get to it. There we go, it's looking a lot better. Now you want to take flathead. Don't use a putty knife because putty knives are uncontrollable. They like to scratch a lot of things. You want to scratch off the rest of your carbon. I want to say scratch. I say scratch very lightly because it really doesn't scratch it, it just cleans it off. I'm going to get around the edge here. This carbon's a lot like sand. Sand is very bad for your engine. Now you bring it to the top cylinder, or top stroke, I mean. Bring it down. On the way down, it deposits kind of this carbon junk. So bring it back to the top of the stroke. Bring it back down again. There's some more. It's on this side. Clean it out, and you should be good. Now you're going to, when you reassemble your engine, you're going to want to bring this to the bottom stroke. Put your finger in some, not heavy oil, but heavier oil or two-stroke oil, either way, and go all the way around your cylinder and put maybe a cap of it in there. You want to make sure when you start it back up it doesn't score. This stuff will not score your cylinder. I'm just talking about the carbon you just got off, you know. Now here's your top end. Empty that out. Gonna have to be washing a bunch of rags tonight. Now, as you can see, it's kind of dirty. I'm gonna wipe this off. Not too bad. Now, I'm gonna pull these valves out real quick. Those valves are out now. Now, what you're gonna want to do, you're gonna want to be really careful, but you're gonna want a small flathead or standard screwdriver. You're gonna be very careful, make sure there's no nicks on the end of your screwdriver, because nicks can scratch things. You're gonna want to gently remove the carbon. Now the reason why I say gently is you're playing around the seats of the valves. You don't want to scratch those up, because you scratch it, it may start a burned valve, and in time you may have a burned valve in the future because of that very scratch. Now, I usually reseat my valves when I do this. Some people don't. I have not before, but if it's my personal choice, I like to reseat the valves. You can take a grinding stone and a special grinding stone. Don't try to do this with like just freehand and go around. Don't even try it, you'll ruin your engine. But it's a grinding stone that's made for it. It's round and it goes in there. It can be a stone or a cutter, either way, and it will cut the thing out, the trail out. You can do that. I think that's one of the steps, but you can just get grinding compound and put it in there and reset. I've seen people just do that and be just fine with it. But I usually like to reseat it. In this case, I'm not, because those seats look great. There's no burning or nicking or scarring on them. So I'm going to leave those alone. I'm going to get this one done, which is very dirty. And I'm going to put the valves back in for you on camera. Okay, as you can see, very clean. Got all the valves cleaned out. Got clean around the spark plug. You want to make sure all the carbon is gone. Now, just carbon scaling like this, as you can see, there's almost nothing there. If it just won't come off, it's okay to leave, you know. But you want to make sure your valves are clean too. This one is definitely not. I'm going to get that one cleaned real quick. Okay, I got both the valves clean now. As you can see, very clean, almost look identical. Except I know which is which, so I'll put those back in now. Forgot to tell you one more thing. When you're setting the rocker arms on overhead valves, as you can see, it's pressing that down, and it'll press that one down, and you want to make sure it's in the down, the power stroke. So when it comes up, fires when these aren't moving. When it's heading down, halfway down there, when it's the cylinder's halfway into, like in the down position, that is when you set these, because nothing is coming in play. Because at the top of the cylinder, there's this thing called it's like easy start, easy spin, or something like that. Came on the Briggs a long time ago, but it presses the one of the valves down just a little bit to decompress, to not have so much compression. See, it opens this one up. If you notice right there, it pushes this one down just a little bit. If you can see that there. See, that's the compression stroke, and then it goes up right before the piston, like I was saying, right before the piston comes to the top of the cylinder, this will close. And when it's going down on the compression or the power stroke, nothing comes in play, nothing's pressing on these, and that is when you set them. I know they're supposed to be set at a certain amount, and you just run a filler gauge in there. I know how to do it by hand, so that's what I do. Okay. Oh man, forgot the thumbs up. See you later.